Welcome to my persuasive speech. Here is my audience. To love or not to love? That is the question. This was originally stated by William Shakespeare when he said, to be or not to be. That is the question. However, when I read that statement, to me, being is defined as love. So to love or not to love, that is the question. We live in an egocentric nation that tells us to do whatever makes us happy and to look out for number one. However, within this culture, when we show love to others and put our interests aside and look to the interests of others, this will be noticed and God will be glorified. For to love is a choice that we must make daily. I'll start off by sharing some quotes with you about what love is. C.S. Lewis once said, to love anything is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will certainly be wrung and possibly broken. If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give your heart to no one, not even an animal. Wrap it carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket of a coffin of selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. When searching on the internet, on BibleGateway.com, and typing in the search word love, over 697 different verses came up. So the Bible has a lot to say about what love is. Within that 697 verses that pulled up was the first and greatest commandment, which says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. But what is love? When we're talking about all these different things, what is love? Well, 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. So in defining love, love is not self-seeking, it's considerate, and it looks out for others. Love is not self-seeking is very much shown in the life of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, at the age of 12, decided that she was going to become a missionary and that she wanted to become a nun, and that the only way to love people, in her mind, was to become a missionary and to show that love to others. For about 20 years, she was a high school teacher, and then in Calcutta, India, but she kept seeing all the poverty that surrounded her, and she just couldn't wrap her mind around it, and she wanted to do something about it, and she just couldn't sit back and do nothing. And so she decided to serve the poorest of the poor in the slums of Calcutta, India. To me, that is such a story and a picture of love not being self-seeking, that she was willing to lay down her comforts of life and to go into the slums and to serve others. Love is also considerate. A story of this is this morning when I was getting ready for the day. I ran up to my room to get things ready and together so I could go into the bathroom and begin getting ready. And ran into the bathroom before my mom could get in there. And so she asked me, she said, Becky, are you going to be long in the bathroom? And I said, yep. And so at that time I could have chosen to be considerate and said, Mom, do you need to go into the bathroom before me, or not? And I chose not to. And so that was an instance of me choosing not to love. But in the future, just being able to see those circumstances and being able to look past my own interests into the interests of others. Which leads us into the third point, that love looks out for the interests of others. We all receive love in different ways. And a book that I've been reading recently is by Gary Chapman, and he wrote the book, The 5 Love Languages, which says that we all receive love differently, and one way is words of affirmation, another way is quality time, a third way is receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And so it's egocentric of us to think that the world revolves around us and that everybody is like us. And so we need to know that Everyone is different, and just being able to look into the lives of others and to see what they would like and what things will make them feel loved. To sum everything up, love is not self-seeking, love is considerate, and love looks out for the interests of others. My call to action to everyone is to prevent becoming a heartless, egocentric, self-absorbed individual. We must get out of ourselves and into the life of others, showing them the love of Christ. I challenge you to look for new ways and opportunities to love on others, whether it is simple as a smile or as challenging as going overseas to love those who need it most. That's all. Thank you.